Hey, Fearminimalist is Sophia Lark of the Fearminimalist.com, providing trauma recovery tools to help women of color heal their mother wound. So, you've broken up with your mom. Now what? I'm going to share 3 tips to help you assume the driver's seat of your life after breaking up with your mom, so keep watching. For the best trauma recovery tips, tools, and strategies, be sure to hit that subscribe button and click the notification bell so that you will always be in the know when I upload new content every single week. If you're new to my channel, thank you so much for being here today. I am a survivor of mother wound trauma, a licensed professional counselor, a certified clinical trauma professional, helping women of color resolve the effects of mother wound trauma and build resilience. So you've stopped the rationalizations, you've done the tough work to get to the other side, and now you're ready to move forward with your dreams and interests outside the shadow of your mother. So how do you begin? What do you do to start that process? The foundational step that underlies all the other steps that you're going to take in this journey is to first and foremost own your healing, own your recovery, point blank. When you wake up in the morning, it needs to be with the intention to live as authentically as you possibly can, as yourself, in your own skin, on your own terms, as the person that you were meant to be. That doesn't mean that the inner critic is not going to wage a little ruckus, or that you're not going to feel some ambivalence along the way. But if you do feel some painful, intense emotions in regard to, being triggered in that sense, what you can do is to access mindfulness, to bring you back to center, to position yourself in a space that's going to cue you to your new reality and why you're actually on this path, why you chose to make the commitment to face toward the trauma and to do the work to heal the mother wound. And so how I do it is just to be with the feeling, to observe, to witness what is going on. So to actually label the emotion that I'm feeling. So if it's anger or if it's fear or whatever it is, I'll just say I'm scared or I'm really angry or upset about this. And so I'll try to identify, where is it in my body? Where am I actually feeling this the most? And I'll try to put my hand on that area, or, I can visualize it in my mind that I'm actually focusing on that particular part of the body that's experiencing that emotion. And what happens is that when we're mindful in this way, we shift from a reactive state to a more reflective state. So we are essentially, when we're witnessing what's happening in our body and we're identifying where it's happening, then we start to shift from the emotion center part of our brain to the more, what Dr. Marshall Linehan calls the wise mind, where we are merging both how we feel and what we're thinking into a space that allows us to use both of our emotions and our reason to make decisions about how to own our recovery. And so I use the breath to ground me. And then I'll say something like, this is the life that I want. I'm on this journey. I'm choosing these steps. I'm choosing to be on this path because I didn't like the path that was forced upon me. I didn't like the life that someone else forced upon me. And so I am making the intentional steps every day to realize my new life. And because of this commitment, these are the intentional steps that I'm taking. And it is what I have to do. It is what I believe is in my best interest to overcome the shadow of my mother. I'm honoring my journey by making these intentional steps. And that is really how you begin to own your recovery. So another thing that you can do when you are assuming the driver's seat of your life after you've broken up with your mother is to use reframing to reduce that emotional charge associated with the breakup. When you reframe, it allows you to feel empowered. And when you're empowered, you don't feel like you're fighting a battle that you can't win. So if you're thinking to yourself after the breakup, something like, damn, I actually kicked my mama out. She's no longer here. So what in the world am I going to do? Because she was, even though she was hard to get along with, she was kind of a support for me, and I had to put up with a lot of stuff. Don't get into the rationalizations. Remember, we stopped those. So you can reframe that thought by saying, I'm in the driver's seat. I'm now steering my own life. My mother's not. So I can do whatever the hell I want. Because as Tabitha Brown says, that's my business. And as another icon said, in Beyonce, I'm a grown woman. I can do whatever I want. Now, in the next video that's coming up after this one, I'm going to be actually teaching how to rewrite the story of your life. And so I have an actual reframing process that I'm going to walk you through. So when you get that video, you'll have that reframing that you can practice reframing various situations in your life so that you can assume that stance of empowerment, so that you won't feel like you're fighting a battle that you can't win, and you can actually win the battles, the ones that you had trouble winning in the beginning when you were on your mother's timeline instead of your own. So be on the lookout for that. So is this making sense to you guys? Are you having trouble breaking up with your mother, or have you managed to rip off the Band-Aid and move forward in your life? Let me know in the comments below. And the last, but certainly not least, practice that you can engage in to assume the driver's seat after breaking up with your mother is the practice of anchoring. Now, anchoring, I've talked about this in a couple of my videos already, and essentially what it is a practice of creating safety for yourself in the most important areas of your life and to practice taking that safety in. So essentially it is being able to stabilize yourself in a way that holds you together as you're going through this breakup. Now, one of the ways to start doing this is to keep a handy list of the things that support you, that keep you on track toward your peace and your happiness. And these things can include, people, places, and things, pets, activities such as like breathing, meditation, yoga, exercise, whatever those things might be for you. Also higher powers. You want to really ask the question then after that, why are these things so effective? Why do they work? And how do they help me to connect to myself and to others? And you can go through those, those questions, spiritually, they help me to be more in tune with nature. Relationally, it helps me to engage in healthy relationships where I am respecting my own boundaries, but also respecting the boundaries of other people, speaking up, advocating for myself. Psychologically, they help me to think more clearly and to make good choices. Emotionally, they help me to remain calm in the face of perceived threats or dangers, those kinds of things. So you want to put this list together of the things that support you. And then also, you want to ask these questions to sort of dig deeper into really, how do these things actually help me? Because if they are of no use to you, then you need to figure out things that actually do help you. Because what's the point of having a list if the things on there don't work? But that is it. You want to cultivate these things because for many of you, breaking up with your mother signifies a significant loss in a support system. And so when you have these practices readily available, these healthy ways of supporting yourself, then it decreases the likelihood of you running back into that toxic situation with your mother. So now you know 3 ways to assume the driver's seat of your life after breaking up with your mother. And if you're looking for a resource community that cuts through all of the noise of gimmicks and tricks that don't move you further along in your healing journey, you want to be sure to join the Fearminimalist Success Community, where we'll soon be releasing free training videos, recovery worksheets, and other helpful resources to help you resolve the mother wound and to live the life that you've always dreamed. Just be sure to click the link below and you will be on your way. I also want to invite you to join me on Instagram at Fearminimalist and Facebook at Fearminimalist, where we can carry on the conversation in more depth about healing the mother wound. Thank you so much for joining me. If you liked this video, hit the like button below, share it with your friends, drop a comment below to let me know what you took away from this video. What are you going to implement this week as a result of learning how to assume the driver's seat in your life after breaking up with your mother? I want to know in the comments below. Last but not least, be sure to subscribe. Hit that subscribe button, click the notification bell so that you'll never miss a video when I upload new content every single week. And remember that the sun is going to rise and shine bright tomorrow. The question is, are you going to rise with it and allow your best self to shine? I hope you do, and I'll see you next time. Bye.